Test, test, test. Okay. Hey, StreamYard, you guys could add a little testing option. All right. I know I've done these other shows, man. Y'all need a testing button. I don't have to see what I'm doing. It's weird at the show. That's the tech. I got y'all, StreamYard. That's the text update. Fire. I said next week, not today. We still rocking the same old beat, man. Right. Cool. Think we got everything. We still have, what is this? So this. Okay. 1 second, chat. Okay. I think we're good. Do we have 4? That works. We're live, baby. We're live, baby. Are we supposed to hear beats? Because I just see stank face. Maybe, wait, hold up. My headsets might be just super loud. Let me turn it up a little bit. Y'all let me know. Let's get it in the back. I don't want it super loud, but I want a little. So I hear it. Hey, that's a positive. Man, we're back. Okay, real quick. Just, I'm going to probably say this a couple times. Quick disclaimer. I did not see the whole practice today. So I really caught, I think, maybe like the second half specifically. So first off, shout out to Michael Banks, man. He got me in today. Because normally I wouldn't get into something like this. So shout out to Michael Banks, man. He got me in. That was awesome. Shout out to everybody I saw there that recognized me, man. That was sweet. There was a ton of y'all, man. I got some free stuff, which I thought was sweet too. I got to show y'all these before we get going while people are getting in here. Dude, my guy was giving these away. Like this one's a magnet. These are pretty sick. So he gave this away. That looks good. This is like a magnet. It's a Gibbs little magnet. I'm like, all right, that looks nice. I see the black jersey looks good. Hold up, we got a couple of these. This is my favorite. This is my favorite though. Hold on. What? Dog, I wish this was massive, dude. This is my I don't know what to do with this. I don't know where to put this. But this is definitely my favorite, man. This is money. This is what I'm talking about, okay? This is what I go to trading big up for. Stuff like that. Hold up, though. That's crazy, dog. I need a t-shirt like that or something. Oh, where'd my little thing go? Hold up. I had to say. Oh, here it is. Okay. This is sweet. Again, I don't know what I'm going to pin this on. It's small, but it's like that's sick, dude. This thing looks like some artsy stuff. Like it's a pin and you kind of like, bro, I don't know what you do with that or where you put it. And then we got this one, of course. We have the Jared Goff leading the tunnel. So those are all pretty sweet, man. I don't know where I'm going to put any of these. This one might be a sticker. I don't know. It's kind of thick. Hey, Paul, I don't know where I'm going to put any of these, but these are pretty awesome, man. The Step Brother pick is incredible. Yes, I don't know why I have never seen something like that before. And then, hey, Lions Loyal member, they hook you up. We got the fanny pack. What? Hey, I've been wanting one of these. I'm going to rock this, man. I don't know. I might rock this just normally. Like I've been wanting one of these, so that's good. But yeah, so Jet, that's what I wanted to lay out there. Didn't see the whole practice today. So some of these notes I had to get from other sources. Outside of that, though, I'm going to tell you everything I saw. It's kind of weird, though, because it was last day. I plan on Monday when I be there, I'm going to see the entire thing. So that shouldn't be an issue. I'll have more notes to go through. But I'm going to tell you everything that I was able to gather. If I do mess up a couple numbers, that's on me. I apologize. It was my first day there. So to be honest with you, there were certain numbers that were just throwing me off because I would think back to last year. I kept thinking like Dylan Drummond was number 83. I'm like, wait, do we have Dylan Drummond still? It's like, nah, that's Isaiah Williams. That kept throwing me off. Like certain things like that would just throw me completely off. But it'll be good. It was a good like build up for what Monday's going to be. And also, I didn't realize, a couple people pointed it out afterward, that Enos Rakestraw was giving out autographs. Bro, I'm so fired up that I missed that. I'm hoping he does it again at some point, camp. Because of that, I'm going to bring my Missouri jersey every day. I wore it today, and people are like, yo, did you get it signed? It's like, what? He was signing? Dog, I didn't even realize I had left the spot where we were watching stuff. So I'm going to have to bring that thing every single day now. Every day I'm going to have to bring that till I get that thing autographed. Because if he was signing today, I have a feeling he'll do it again at some point. Hopefully. That's what I'm hoping. But yeah, so with all that being said, let's just dive into it. Love the new unis. Blue is more saturated, and the numerals are classic. I like how you laid that out. That's not a real intelligent. I like that. You know what I like, man? I like how the blue no, seriously though, the different blue tone. I don't know what tone this is, but I like it. They have a lot of different blue tones, but I like it. Demigod Tutorial says, where's Rad? I don't know where Rad is today. I don't know. Rad's probably playing college football, to be honest. That's probably what he's doing. I don't know. He might be working on the weekends, though, so I don't know. Okay, so let's get into this, man. First things first, we'll hit on the injury updates. And from what I was able to gather, not a ton of new updates outside of just good things. For the Lions, Brian Branch and Jameson Williams return. That wasn't an injury update, but they did return today. And Brian Branch still not necessarily going through like team drills, but it sounds like he's hoping that next week pads come on by the end of the week that he can get back into the mix with the team. So he's there. He isn't participating like that yet. Jameson Williams also was back at practice today after an excused absence. Michael Badgley, we know about that news. Christian Mahogany still out with illness, was not there at practice. Doesn't seem like anybody saw him there today. DJ Reader still on the PUP list. But the positive news is that Marcus Davenport, Jahmyr Gibbs, both those guys apparently are getting some team drill work done. I specifically saw Jahmyr Gibbs going through team work because he had popped a big run like very early when I started watching. He popped a huge run. So those two, I guess, were going through teamwork, which is fantastic news. They were both taken off the list earlier this week. So those guys are in a really good spot, it sounds like, right now. And the defensive line coach spoke on Marcus Davenport, talking about how he has a history of very, very physical play. Like when you watch, it's very physical play style. We've seen that when we did the Davenport video. That's where he stands out amongst everybody. Like there's certain guys you can point to plays like, look at the effort there. Oh man, he's kind of nasty. He's tough. Like, no, this guy's on a different level. He's just built different. Okay, Marcus Davenport, that's why I got the shirt. That guy is built different. So defensive line coach said, look, we got really two long defensive ends between Hutchinson and Davenport, but he also pointed out how Davenport position flexible. The guy can play all over the place. So it's fantastic that he's getting in now seemingly into team drills. He's in that spot, and we're only done with the first week. And then, like I said, Brian Branch is hoping for next week, end of the week. We'll see where DJ Reader's at during that time. And then also Jahmyr Gibbs getting back into things. So a lot of good news on the injury front outside of Michael Badgley. Jake Bates not great in practice today, but that's to be expected. So when I got there, so here's the thing I'll say about Bates, because trying to tell where they're actually kicking from could be a little bit of an issue. And the angle that I was on, I kind of trust the numbers that were reported. The first kick that I saw, I think it was the 60-yard kick, because I was like, yo, how long is that? I didn't think it was 60 yards. I thought it was 58. I thought he was lined up at the 41. So, or I guess it would be 59. It was in that range, 58 to 60. It was somewhere around there. And it was long. And that's the first one that I saw him. I was like, is he kicking that? And he kicked it and he missed it to the left. And, like they said, then he came back and missed the one to the right from 56 yards. And then the third straight miss was the 46-yard miss wide left. And that one was if I remember correctly, that one was way wide left. That one wasn't really that close. But before that, the kicks that I missed, he apparently made from 54, 51, and 47. And then he finished off practice with short field goals made, because he was the only kicker right now, from 42 and 39 to kind of wrap up some team drills. I will say this. Even on the makes, you can see this dude has a different leg. Okay. The last kick that I think it was a 39-yarder. That thing was over top of the uprights. It wasn't just that it was good. It was above the uprights. It hit the roof on the, their little, side building that they have there. I mean, I was like, holy God, that dude's got a massive leg. So that pops immediately. And I didn't even know on the first one that he missed. I was just like, oh my goodness. He actually hit that. Everybody was kind of locked in. I saw Jake Bates shirts there, man. I was not expecting that. So Jake Bates got some buds. The dude definitely he has no diddy. That dude can bomb that thing, okay? Even when he was missing. But it was the 46-yard, I think, that he missed way wide left. I was like, that was rough. But the positive is that he settled back in. And I believe, if the math is correct, he's now 11 for 14 in training camp. So let's try to keep a a running tab on how he does, but I believe like the official, not just practicing or warming up, I think he's 11 for 14. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad, but we'll see where that goes. Jake Bates, Money Badger did all right for us. He did. That was the biggest kick of the year. The Yellow Rams kick was the biggest kick of the year. That's a Super Bowl tune of blue. Okay, I see you. Yeah, that's good, Zion. Hey, that's clean. You should make a Where's Waldo book, but with Rad. Oh, yeah, that's funny. Nah, that's funny. Hey, we could do like a skit like that. Nah, that's actually funny, though. I like that one. I actually spoke to him Thursday. I spoke to him on the phone Thursday. We talked when I was driving home. But anyways, we can get back into that. But I want to share some of the notes that I saw. I'm going to go through notes that I saw. Then I'll go through some of the ones that I read about and maybe the clips that I saw, because the one clip the Lions posted on X, I don't think I saw that catch from Maurice Alexander. I don't think I saw that one, because I was like, I know I saw the player make plays, but I didn't actually see him make this play. So that one I don't think happened, which is good that they have a clip of it, because I didn't see it. But I'm going to go through and just kind of pick up wherever this is in practice, because I don't even know where this is in practice, and just go through what stood out to me. And again, it'll be better on Monday. I promise you all that. But for a Saturday, here we are. So the first play that I kind of locked in for immediately, as I told you, I was going to be like, who's out there for the offensive line? So the first thing I looked at was the offensive line. Giovanni Manu at left tackle. Okay, so obviously this was probably the third team offensive line based on what I didn't know who all was out there. I didn't see it that fast, but I know Giovanni Manu was at left tackle. And on the very first play, he worked against John Kaminsky that I saw, and he handled business against John Kaminsky as in pass protection. I was like, okay, Giovanni Manu. Like, you could see Kaminsky was starting to kind of get an edge. Now, in fairness, that's not where John Kaminsky's going to win. Is like, he's not going to dip and bend around the edge and cook you there that often. He's going to want to win through you, try to get half man, push you back to the pocket, collapse. But he didn't really collapse the pocket. I thought, the pocket arc maintained. And for Giovanni Manu, he didn't give up the edge. He was able to kind of settle it down. So he actually handled his own on that first rep against Kaminsky, which was nice. Now, Kaminsky, again, he's not the best pure edge rusher, but it was a nice start. But then a guy that we haven't talked about at all was Deron Gilbert. I haven't talked about him at all. Very first play I see, it's Deron Gilbert with a pass break on a little 5-yard, somewhere in that range out route. Deron Gilbert comes up with a PBU, and I noticed Deron Gilbert a ton today. I noticed Deron Gilbert. Not always just making the play, but he always seemed to kind of be around the football. He looked good today. And just maybe it was just because we haven't talked about him at all, but his number just kept flashing, and he started off with a bang on a nice little pass break on an out route. I'll say this, the defense, from what I was able to see, they did their thing. First, second, third team, they did really well today from what I was able to gather. And then some of the notes that I gathered afterwards, it sounds like, again, the defense kind of handled some business. They did their thing. Offense had some wins too, but defensively they were strong, especially in coverage. They seemed to be pretty strong today, and just not giving up like big plays, not breaking down in the back end, that kind of thing. Because we had heard, some of the notes that I was able to gather was, hey, there was a pass breakup by Terry Arnold on Amon-Ra St. Brown, which was like the big play that got a lot of cheers. By the way, if y'all plan to go at all, I'm assuming every day's gonna be like this. It is packed. It is full. Okay. Like, you got to get there early. I'm just telling you right now, people are saying there were people there an hour early. It is going to be full, and it's loud, man. I've never heard that before. All right. I've never liked that at practice. In the past, when I would be there with Michael Banks, like, he would cheer and stuff, and he was the guy bringing energy. I mean, this was warm-ups. This was crowd cheering, good, bad. I mean, there was reactions to everything that was happening. It was nuts. I've never seen that at training camp, not to that level, and also not that engaged throughout. It's like the entire time there was real engagement from the crowd, anybody that could actually see what was going on. So just thought I'd point that out real quick. I miss Rad too. Yeah, I want to get Rad back on, man. I want to get him back on. Also, I have an update. You guys have been asking, some of you have, what day for the roundtable. I believe we were aiming for August 7th. All right, so I asked about that. August 7th, I believe, is the day that we're aiming to make our return for this season on the roundtable. Okay, but let's continue. So that's just the first play. Second play that I had was another guy that we talked about a little bit here. Steve, hey, the roar has absolutely been restored. I mean, it was insane, man. It was crazy. Training camp, never seen it like that. Never seen it. Best days, never seen it like that. And Lions made their upgrades too, so they made it nice there. But Stephen Gilmore with a pass breakup. Second play I was there. Stephen Gilmore had a nice pass breakup. But the other positive was, because again, I was watching O-line, really good pass protection. Same group of offensive linemen, Giovanni Manu at left tackle, good pass protection across the board, and it led to a pass breakup by Stephen Gilmore. Now, Gilmore was involved in a lot of action. He made some plays, had what looked like a PI or PI or more. Even plays that he was making on the football, he showed really good contest. Like, he was around the ball a ton as well. I'm really curious to see Stephen Gilmore size-wise, so that's going to kind of work itself out in terms of just consistency as a playmaker on the football. But good start there with the pass breakup. We know that he has ball skills. That's never been an issue for Gilmore since he stepped in. Never been an issue. And immediately there, he makes a play on the football for when I was able to see. Silver Surfer, how you doing? I'm good, man. It's good to see you in here. So hyped for this season. Dude, the energy is crazy, man. The energy is crazy. It really is. It really is. There's a lot of hype. So now we go to the first team offense. Any DPJ updates? I don't think so. From what I got, from what I watched, like I said, I really only saw the second half today. I didn't notice Donovan Peoples-Jones. I don't think at all. I don't think he popped up in any of my notes. Not making a play on the football. I don't think I noticed Peoples-Jones at all. I'll look for him more Monday, but I don't think I saw him at all, to be honest with you. Oh, did they actually sign him, Charles, or did he just come in for a workout? Is that player that came in for the workout? I mean, they have a couple open roster spots, so they got to fill it out somewhere. But I know that they were, who was that? They're planning to work out Story Jackson, the linebacker. So maybe they did sign him. If they signed him, okay. We can get into that later. I won't, do that here live, but we'll get into that. All right, so now Goff is out there in the very first play. Oh, they signed Malik Jefferson. Okay, so it's not Story Jackson. Okay. So I think they still have one roster spot open then. I don't know who that is, right? I have no idea who that is. So I have to look into that after we get off here. And then also the kicker spot. We had the workouts, but as of now, Lions haven't officially actually signed somebody for depth. Let me do this. Okay. All right, let's get back into it. Okay. So, yeah, Jared Goff, first play that I noticed was a throwaway, which you can almost argue would have turned into a sack, but specifically it was that again. It was really good coverage from the back end against Jared Goff on first down. So, like, the first three plays that I was there, it's like, yo, the coverage is on point. Next play was... Oh, this was the big play. So this was when I realized, like, oh, hey, Jahmyr Gibbs is back. Jahmyr Gibbs popped a huge run. So I guess this is just the way to do it. Like, hey, you want to get your offense settled in, go behind the big guys. Again, pads are not on yet, but right behind the left side of the offensive line, outside zone, Jahmyr Gibbs broke it for a huge run. And it would have been in like a game too, because they had a ton of movement. They got a ton of push. They moved everybody kind of off their spot. Created a huge run. That was like the play that kind of got the drive going, even though I don't think they were moving the football. They were running plays. Just so I don't miss, when is the scheduled most Norris segment? Wait, I didn't miss it right. Well, you didn't miss it. If that segment is happening, it's coming soon, but it hasn't happened yet. I would literally give up everything to have Lamar. Okay, Alex, let's, oh, wait. Do you believe Goff is the quarterback that will give us Super Bowl? I think so. I mean, hey, if someone's going to do it, it's going to be Goff, because this team's built to do it. You know what I mean? Like, this team is built to do it. I'll say this too, man. And I don't know if this is completely true, but I believe that there wasn't an interception today either. And you're seeing it with the offense, man. Like, bro, they got it. They seemingly are in a really good spot. Like, it's more than just, again, I'll be able to gain more next week. Once Pats comes on, things will change. But passing the football, really good decisions, those kind of things. Oh, I just got the update. Malik Jefferson recently played for the Cowboys. So for whatever reason, the Lions wanted to add a linebacker. I hope there wasn't like an injury that I didn't notice. I didn't see like Jalen Hurts-Maben today, but hopefully there was nothing there that popped up, because Gilbert had a good day. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Look, hey, Alex, straight up, man, I think you can make a case Jared Goff's a better quarterback than Lamar. I think you can do it. I had him ranked higher on our tier thing. And I know I'm naturally, there's going to be some bias to it. I can't help it. Okay. But I will say this. Here's my biggest reason for belief, just on a side note. I have like the Excel sheets from years ago, right? And I would do breakdowns. And this was I think Goff's first year. So this was only 2021. And I was going through our scouting course, and they would have us get certain players, and we would have to do our scouting reports on them. And back then I did the scouting report on Jared Goff, and the grade that I ended up giving him, like looking back on it, was extremely high. Like, it was all kind of projection on a very little bit that I saw. And I saw this like a couple weeks ago. I had a friend over, and we were looking at it, and I had like a super high grade on him. Let me see if I can pull it up right here. And this was just after like really one season. Like, I had a incredibly high grade on certain aspects. Obviously, there were certain things that I didn't love either, like athleticism, things like that. But it ended up a pretty high grade. And I just think, like, what we talked about, like in the fact that he can actually get better here, has truly happened. He's been reliable. He's taking care of the football. He's doing what he needs to do. I mean, we hear it all now, from Josh Allen, like, well, he'll turn the ball over. But, Goff's making the smart play. He plays into his strengths, I think, really well. Goff kind of just knows exactly who he is, which I think is what makes him so good with this offense. He knows exactly who he is, and the Lions don't try to make him any more than that. They're just like, hey, just be you. We're just going to kind of live into that. So they've made it work. They've made that pairing work extremely well. But yeah, so big run there for Jahmyr Gibbs. Then you go back to passing the football, and then I saw Amon-Ra St. Brown with a nice dig grab, and that was on Terrion Arnold. Here was the cool thing about this play, though. This is what stood out to me and immediately caught my eye. Jameson Williams was in the slot. Now, I think we've seen him at times do this last season, but immediately I was like, oh, snap, that's Jamo on the slot. Jamo ran like a deep wheel route. I think they ran like a post wheel, and so he ran the wheel. He didn't get the ball. Goff came back to the middle of the field. I think he started right, came back middle of the field, hit Amon-Ra St. Brown on the dig route. I believe it was man coverage on Terrion Arnold. He created separation, and I guess there was that clip going around today of Dan Campbell talking about how it's not the 40 time, it's, play speed. It's all about get off, creating separation, wearing the track shirts, those things. He actually kind of answered the question that a couple of y'all have brought up about speed in the secondary. Like, he basically answered it. Dan Campbell, the man himself, basically just answered the question. Like, yo, it ain't about 40 time. Okay. St. Brown plays fast. And I think what he meant with that specifically, the way I took it was like separation isn't created by speed. It's more of efficiency. You don't have wasted movement, right? You're not getting jammed off the line. Timing's always on point. You're winning at the top, like those kind of things. He said get off was, and I guess that could go to the 10-yard split specifically, but St. Brown, bro, the dude is always open. So whatever you want to call speed, the guy is legitimately always open. So you can confirm the JMO hype. The JMO hype is incredible. Like, there is a ton of hype for Jameson Williams. If that's what you're asking, like, there is hype. There is a ton of hype. I can actually, if we go to, let me go to this. And after practice, right, he was signing stuff. I mean, he was like bringing the crowd along with him. He was bringing the crowd along with him. Oh, Lions just announced a roster move. So Michael Badgley has been placed on injury reserve. Christian Mahogany is on the active. He's on the NFI list. He's on the active NFI list for illness, not for injury. And then they have waived Matt Farniak on the injury settlement. Now, I don't think that was for the physical. The injury settlement. So that was something that was already announced. We knew about that. And then they signed Malik Jefferson. So they just announced them all at once. That's why that just popped up. But yeah, no. So there was a clip. I got to find it. I think I got off it. Okay. I'll find it eventually. But yeah, there's tons of hype for Jameson. People are fired up for him. And he's like completely embraced that energy. Like, he gives it right back to the fans. He is extremely confident right now. I can see that. Okay. So that was a good play. And then you come back and then defensively, it looked like kind of like from quick glance, looked like they were dropping in some sort of like Tampa 2 look, defensively dropping out into coverage. And they went back to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and it was right behind. They tried to get right behind basically Terrion Arnold and Alex Anzalone. And I believe they were pretty condensed splits. Like, they had like maybe stacked receivers pretty tight together, condensed on the left side. And they had St. Brown kind of run like an angle route, trying to get behind both Alex and get behind Terrion Arnold. Pass was incomplete. It was a little bit in front of him, and he kind of tried to settle down and find the hole, but it was incomplete. So again, defense, they were on point. Like, and again, just like my first initial impression, like secondary wise, they weren't giving up a lot of like wide open routes, a lot of things they had to work for. There were some catches that were made that was like, well, that was contested. And the flip side, some that weren't, and you're like, hey, there was somebody in the area. There was someone with him. Like, it wouldn't have been wide open. I didn't really see many wide open plays. I mean, it got to a point there where there was a sequence of every play was basically just a check down, like every play. So they were on point there. I seen the video of Rakestraw getting cooked by Mo Alexander. So that's the one video that they posted. That I did not see that play. I don't think I saw that play because I went through my notes and I was like, I don't have this in here. So I didn't see that one, unfortunately. I think that was there early in practice and when they posted it, because I don't think I saw that happen. Mo Alexander was making plays, though. They were taking a ton of shots to Mo Alexander today. What more does Goff have proved to you? Oh, win a Super Bowl? Okay. Hey, look, man. Goff's that dude, bro. He's that dude. He's perfect for us. He's perfect for us and for what we need, I think, specifically. He is like the level-headed guy that this offense needs, man. Things don't go off the rails with Goff. They're always just consistent, man. He's always consistent. And you can see it today, like, hey, Antoine Green. We got to talk about Antoine Green. Antoine Green, I'm going to tell you, here's what I saw, Charles. I thought Antoine Green looked stronger. He looked a little bit more like physically strong. And he was actually the guy, we'll get to the play, but he was actually the guy that there was, it started like the last situational drill. and it was Stephen Gilmore one-on-one with Antoine Green. They ran like a quick slant out wide, and he made the grab. And I was like, there's no way he's coming up with that thing. Like, well, I didn't know who it was at the time. I was like, there's no way he's catching that. He's going to break that up. And he didn't. So that's where I wonder about Gilmore a little bit size-wise. But it looked like Antoine Green physically kind of outmatched him one-on-one in that play. And those are the sort of routes that we really didn't see we didn't see a lot utilized for Antoine Green last year, but those were the sort of plays that was a little bit unique. We didn't really see that part of his game kind of open up, and that's the part that he kind of really needs to open up, right? We know that because he can run after the catch. So just winning one-on-one like that straight up against a guy that's physically, or he's contesting the heck out of the pass, but still coming up with the football, it's a good start to the drive. But yeah, so back to the notes here. So then we go to Sudfeld, and this is what I was talking about. This is where like the secondary was on point. So you go to Sudfeld, and what is this one? Yeah, go to Sudfeld. First play, he does a little swing pass to Jermar Jefferson. They do like their split zone pass protection out of it. The last drive, I think they did something similar where you could have said like, oh, that could have been a sack because the pulling offensive lineman kind of got knocked back. Goff held the bell for a long time before throwing it away, so that one could have been argued a sack. But they did that again here, and this one was just a quick little check down to Jefferson. Following the quick check down to Jefferson, then they came back to a toss play, and this is Jahmyr Gibbs again. This is where I noticed Matthew Betts. Matthew Betts kind of just living in the backfield. I don't know how many of these plays he would have made, maybe beyond one. He may have only made like one play, to be honest. But Matthew Betts, man, he was like in the backfield 3 or 4 times. I had him noted back there. We know that his get off is pretty awesome. Like, that's a huge aspect of his game, his ability to kind of spill plays. That was the first thing I saw with Matthew Betts. I was like, who's 95? Is that Romeo? I'm like, this dude's living back there. It was Betts. So a lot of good early impressions by Matthew Betts. And I think it was his first one that was spilled out by Matthew Betts that was the best play, because I think it forced, if anything, a very limited gain because it pushed him backwards. And then they went back to the flat. And this is what I was talking about, man. Like, it was just check downs over and over. They come back to the flat. It's Khalil Dorsey, I think, in some sort of zone, shut it down. And then they finished it off with going right back into the flat. And they went to Shane Zylstra for a short gain. And they finished that off with what was nearly a tackle for loss, going back to a toss play. And I think this one may have been to Craig Reynolds, but it was David Bata who was on the backside. I don't think he would have made the play, but I think, again, like back to the traits that we noted just very little bit yesterday, kind of that distance and the length that he's able to cover, and also his just pursuit. Like, you immediately saw him kind of end up in the backfield. I don't know where he was lined up. I'll try to have to look into this Monday. I get a sense that he may not have been on the interior. Like, he may have been more on the edge, which was interesting. I'll have to look for that. Maybe that's incorrect. I got the sense that maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was in the interior and a guard pulled, and that's why it happened. But it almost looked like he was on the backside edge, getting that push into the backfield. But it may have been a guard pulled, and he just got upfield. Either way, that still shows his ability to get upfield. So is Antoine Green wide receiver 3? I keep hearing great things. I still think it's Khalif. Like, if you were asking me like production wise, I would bet on. Shoot, I don't even know, man. I don't know how to answer that question. Like, production-wise, I bet on Khalif because I just think there's always a role for that guy. And even today, like we saw, they went one-on-one drills at one point, and they were hard to gauge because they're not hitting anybody. So it's like, are they tackling him, or is offense or defense winning? But they'll go one-on-one and go at each other. And Khalif Raymond had a nasty move, and you could just see the cut, boom, boom, and it's like, man, in space. That guy is just a problem. But yeah, I do think Antoine Green, like, physically, he rounds out that part of his game. You already know he can take the top off. Like I said, like, he can't be wide receiver 3 just taking the top off. He won't find a role like that. He's got to be everything else. It's great seeing Branch and Jack so much more confident in front of the cameras. I like that. It's a nice little note. Dose, my boy, what up? Doe, see you there. Got my jersey signed by J-Mo. You got your jersey signed by J-Mo? Man, did you say what up? You got your jersey signed by J-Mo. That's fire. See, and you could tell the people, J-Mo was crazy, man. The energy was crazy for Jameson Williams. I mean, when it comes to autograph time, the energy is crazy for everybody, but he was giving that energy back. My man, Choppa Trav says, what up? Hey, awkward handshake. Hey, yo, that was bad, dog. That was bad. See, I'm used to doing the fist bump, right? Like, recently, I'm used to doing the fist bump. And then, I was like, all right, I'm going to hit with the fist bump. I saw your hand. I'm like, all right, bet, we'll do that. Nope. So that's on me. I initiated that, and then I switched it. Like, you always got to blame the person that's, starting that interaction, I feel like. So I'll take the L on that one. That was on me. I should have just stuck to it. Right? I put it out. You got to stay to it. I changed it. That's on me. I faked you out. It's all good though. It was good to see you too, man. I appreciate it. I got to wait until the pads come on to judge defense line. 100%. 100%. And I'm 100% with you there. The only thing I'll say is, like, a lot of those plays, Betts isn't always getting blocked up. So it's just like his ability to get penetration, right, to get into the backfield. That's something that was very noticeable, very quick. It's how fast he actually can live in the backfield, playing on the edge. Like that part of his game, the length, the get off, that all kind of showed up really quickly for me. So that's how that drive ended. We move on to Hendon Hooker, and Hendon Hooker had a beautiful throw, and this was the one that I saw. This was a beautiful throw. I don't think this is one-handed. Based on readings of things, it sounded like people thought this was one-handed. Maybe it was, and by my angle, I just couldn't tell. But I believe this was like a 3rd down and short. It was a 3rd and 5, I believe, and he ran like a little dig route. It wasn't much further than the 1st down, just right behind it. And it was a beautiful pass by Hendon Hooker. He had a nice little touch on it. Wasn't a missile, right? It hit him in the hands real soft. It had a tight spiral. Intermediate pass, short to intermediate pass. And he put it right on him, right where it had to be, right in front. And he finished the play, picked the 1st down. It may have been a one-handed grab. I don't know. But it was a nice pass by Hendon Hooker. And that kind of got things started. I think it was on the 3rd down, so it moved the chains. Could be off on that. But either way, it was a nice play. It was a nice play there. And that was really the first time that that was the first time that I had Isaiah Williams. And that play was on, if I was correct here, that was on Mo Norris. So the Mo Norris clip we saw with Alexander, I believe that was on Mo Norris as well. And Norris, it sounded like he had a good day yesterday. And then today, like, he was in the action a ton. The positive is he's seeing a lot of action. But, you know, hey, that was a pretty throw. And it's like one of those where it wasn't like he was wide open. It was just like he put it in front of him, put it away from the defender, put it over to linebackers. Only his guy could go get it. And he went out and got it. And Isaiah Williams just finishing is going to be the key there, because radius was always a question mark about Isaiah Williams as a pass catcher. Like how rangy actually is he? And Isaiah Williams, I feel like just in general, I told you guys when we picked him up, like separation, I thought he had high upside, but he does a lot of work level 1. So like, what can you actually open up for consistency level 2, 5 yards and beyond, but it's really 9+, but really in that range. Like, what can we open up there? So if he's a guy that you can trust, intermediate, over the middle of the field, that kind of thing, hitting the right window, that kind of thing is great. They had noted that Hendon Hooker, still needs to speed up his process at times. Again, it was a little bit less noticeable for me because I just didn't see as much of it. So that's very possible that's still the case. I just didn't get to see as much of him. Let me make sure. Oh yeah. Hey, see, I'm telling you, it was crazy. The energy was crazy. I mean, if anybody, like I say, if anybody's been there in the past, they went today, it's not the same. It just isn't the same. Goff said most pressures are manageable. Okay, I'm going to come back to this. I want to keep rolling. You got to get Dome Stuff signed to give away for us on this channel. Dude, I don't want to say like we may have some giveaway stuff at some point, but I don't know if it'll be signed by players. So if I can get some autographs, I would love to. I'm terrible at getting autographs. I'm not really like I don't really like squeeze myself in. I don't really have but I guess if I should get it autographs to give away. That should be my goal, because I even have an autograph to get away. Y'all want to do a giveaway? I got one. It's not a player now. I mean, do you guys want to? I'm pretty sure it's downstairs. I think I have a Herman Moore helmet. Does somebody want? You guys want to do a giveaway? I mean, we can do it. I've had it to give away at some point anyway. So maybe we'll do that soon. Just in the meantime, we'll give away the Herman Moore helmet. It's not like a full size, it's a mini helmet, but it's signed. So maybe we'll have to do that. We can make something like that happen. Yeah, okay. But yeah, no, I'm a big picture guy. I like getting pictures. And then I just I want the autograph just for that jersey, straight up. I just want the autograph for that Rake Straw jersey. And then I want one for the Vaki one too. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be able to get the Vaki shirt signed. Davenport would be sweet too. Okay, so let's continue. So that was the first pass. And then it was a pass interference that I had noted, and that was on Mo Alexander. I don't think he didn't catch this pass. He didn't catch it. No, this is a completely different play. It was a pass interference that was called Maurice Alexander. I mean, it was pretty egregious. It was pretty clear it was going to be a pass interference on Stephen Gilmore, and that was Maurice Alexander taking the top off. He was out wide, ran kind of just a fade route or a go route down the sideline, and he got called for a PI there. Maurice Alexander, they seemingly attacked with him a ton vertically, so that was another play. And then you go back to Nate Sudfeld. Thing I noticed here, I could be wrong, but I believe they had Dan Skipper at right tackle, and they had Connor Galvin at left tackle, which was another thing that I was looking for to see if they were playing both sides. Don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure they were. I'm pretty sure that both tackles were flipped, which was cool to see. We'll have to see how that works out. But obviously, if Skipper's someone they want to keep around, I think you want him to be able to play right tackle too and not just left tackle. Woo Donkey Kong. Okay, I don't know. Maybe I missed context for that one. What's up, Dose? Hey, what's up, Answer 14? They look fast in every aspect. It's causing some young guys to catch up a little. I mean, that's a good problem, man, especially on offense. I don't know why I'm wearing this either. I don't know what I'm doing. This question may have been already asked, but did you happen to see the new kickoff? I did not see any kickoff work. I didn't see anything like that. No. What's your take on the 5th wide receiver competition? What's your thoughts from what you saw? So 5th receiver, so you're saying who would be 4? You're saying Khalif, St. Brown, Jameson, and then Peoples-Jones. Is that what you're saying? Like Peoples-Jones? If you're saying Peoples-Jones, I would probably say, dude, to me, I mean, it's a lot of guys. Maurice Alexander, he just doesn't go away. Tom Kennedy was still effective in like certain routes where he's just trustworthy. Still got to see him again make flashes. Zay Williams kind of came along for the first time, it seems like. But Maurice Alexander was probably the most involved today from what I was able to take away, just as a vertical threat. But I really do think Antoine Green is the guy for me there just right now because of the body type. Caden Davis was super involved too. He did some slot work for us. He has flexibility in and out, but I would say right now it's probably Antoine Green just because he shows that there's so much upside. Seemingly there just from the glimpse that I saw. We'll see if that continues. But early takeaways, like there's upside. There's a lot of upside in what he could actually bring to the table. So I would say right now I'd lead Antoine Green just because he can round out his game a little bit more than being a specific piece. Okay, so notice that offensive line bit. And this was a toss to Craig Reynolds. And again, I once again noticed Matthew Betts living behind the line of the scrimmage. Didn't actually make kind of the spill play on this one as much. This one probably picked up like a medium type of gain. So it's not the same thing, but he was in the backfield. And, that's just a role that he may have to play in those spots. I have one-on-one notes. We'll move back to that. But to kind of wrap up the team drills, we went to like a situational offense, which was led by Nate Sudfeld. I guess it was a tie game at their own 49-yard line. And the offense ended up getting a field goal out of it. Jake Bates did make this field goal, made a couple field goals to wrap this thing up. But it started off, and this is where I got some like kind of keynotes. So it started off, they went 2-man coverage defensively. And this would have been the Antoine Green contested catch on Stephen Gilmore, right? The wide receiver, quick slant, contested grab on Stephen Gilmore. Followed that up with a shot. This was to Khalif Raymond. They went with the shot play. Now, I don't remember if they were showing a certain look and they went into something else, or this was like, hey, Lions are expecting cover 1, so this is what they ran. Maybe it was a check at the line. I don't know. I just know that I saw this play ran last season very similarly. Maybe not the exact same thing, but I'm pretty sure Khalif was out wide. He may have been in the slot in this spot, but the Lions ran it similarly last year. I just don't remember what game it was. I think it was Denver. It was Denver. If you guys remember, it wasn't completed. It may be hard to remember. I can pull the clip up. But we ran like that. Double move with Jameson Williams against a 2-man coverage where he basically like ran like it was almost like a inverted angle route, but deep down the field. So he broke it inside like into a post, ran like a post corner kind of, but it was a little bit more rounded. He ran like that inside to push the safety, then went back outside. And as soon as he planted it, stuck it back outside. The ball was up. Goff threw it to J-Mo. And that play ended up being incomplete. Couldn't really find the football. We ran that with Khalif here, not as far down the field. I mean, this one was probably 20, 30 yards, something like that. It was over his head and incomplete. And because it was only a single high safety, you may have had a chance because the ball was pushed towards the sideline because the safety may not have been able to actually get over there, but it was over his head and it was incomplete. Timing seemed to be a little bit off there from Sudfeld to Khalif, but they seemingly tried a very similar play. So I would just say keep an eye on the Lions utilizing that play once again. And I wonder if Fountain made one of his big plays on something similar to that. But on, 3rd and longs, those kind of things when they're expecting man, those are the kind of routes the Lions seemingly like to go to. We'll see how much it expands beyond that, but I'm pretty sure I've seen that exact play before. Then they came back to Tom Kennedy again on Mo Norris. Contested, but like he just ran basically, it looked like an Ohio concept. They had the vertical, then they had the out underneath. He ran the out route, really good ball placement, right on the numbers, right in front of him, and he got out of bounds with it. So it's really good for a situational drill to hit Tom Kennedy, and that's just where he's reliable. Nothing fancy, just like 8 yards, got out of bounds. Coming back to a throwaway, which I believe was Amik Robertson, who actually really caused this throwaway. I don't remember what coverage they were in, and by the way, I took my notes. It didn't really make any sense. But I believe it was Amik Robertson. I think they were in some sort of a zone coverage, and maybe it was just man, and he switched it off like a responsibility. But regardless of what it was, I'm pretty sure it was Amik Robertson because I thought it was Tracy at first wearing the 21. And he like switched out of his zone or out of man, dove down underneath, took away like an underneath route that he wanted to get to, forced the ball to be thrown away. And Amik Robertson was pretty fired up after the play. So Amik noticed that a couple times, flying around the field, not really making a play on the football, but looking like a safety on the field. I don't think he was lined up at safety, but he looked like a safety out there. May have been lined up at safety. I don't think he was, though. I don't know. I don't think he was. I wish I could see that play again. It'll be better. I'll figure it out on Monday. Anyways, then they come back to Caden Davis. So this is the first time I had noted him, but you noticed Caden Davis because Like I said, he was throwing me off. I was like, who is that guy? It's Caden Davis. Caden Davis came back with a nice little spot route. This looked zone again. Looked like maybe some sort of like quarters or cover 3 look. Quick little spot route right in the hole of the zone. Caden Davis came up with it. Davis was getting open because the very next play, they went right back to Caden Davis. I believe it was Caden Davis on a speed out. So they put him out wide. So he's playing inside, outside. They put him on a speed out, and the ball was just in front, out of bounds. It would have been catchable, but it was contested really well on the play. And that was by... Do I have the player that covered that one? That was by Stephen Gilmore again. So they went right at Stephen Gilmore. It was just incomplete, far outside. But it would have been contested. But I think it was also still, it was contested, but I think it was also still catchable. Like if the ball was on the money, he could have caught it. He could have separated there. But if you know about Caden Davis going back to when he was in Arizona, speed outs, he made money on those. He made money on those. So they're going to try to take advantage of the intermediate stuff. I almost more so wonder, like, one, how dominant can he be there? Because that's an area that he was really effective with Arizona. And then are they able to open up any of the vertical routes with Caden Davis and find some sort of consistency? And they wrapped it up with a fade route that Ben Johnson, you could see him in the end zone. Like, yo, that was a flag. He wanted a PI. They didn't call it in practice, but it wasn't as egregious as the other ones, but there was contact. It probably would have gotten called, I would assume. And that ended the drill. That led to the field goals. Jake Bates knocked him down. And that was the team drills I was able to take away. Now, quick side note, the little one-on-ones that they did, as they were going, I was like quickly kind of taking notes of like what I was seeing. So I'm going to roll through these. I didn't write these down. I haven't even looked at these yet. I just want to see what I wrote. But this is where they put, on an angle, let's say one defender's on a hash mark. The other one's like right on the sideline. Maybe not that exactly, but something like that distance. Probably not, maybe not even a hash mark, maybe closer to like the outside of the numbers. And, they're trying to get by him. The other guy's got to kind of break down and just kind of align himself for the tackle because they weren't actually finishing the play. So you don't know all these times who's actually making the play or if he's actually making the play. But if I go to the one-on-ones here, I noted through a couple of these. Okay, so it started off with a Brock Wright beating Jack Campbell. I had him on that one. And I think that's because initially I thought he had to tackle him. I don't know why I thought that. Then I thought Barnes was beat. Apparently Barnes was fired up again today. He got into it with Dan Skipper, I guess. I didn't see that part. Malcolm Rodriguez won his rep. Then I had, who is this one? Oop. Hold up 1 second. Let me see who this one is. I actually didn't check to see whose number this is. 43? Was that Gilbert again? That's Gilbert. Nope. That's Parker Hesse. Okay. Whoa. Stop typing, phone. Parker Hesse. Okay. Parker Hesse did a little work and he was able to get by Ben Neiman in space. Okay, Parker. Hey, okay, Parker. The fullback. That's why it threw me off. I thought the dude was the tight end. I mean, I guess he kind of is. He is a tight end. He threw me off, though. Arnold got a stop on Amon-Ra St. Brown, and St. Brown's usually really tricky in those spots. One takeaway I have from that entire drill was like, yo, just in terms of like breaking down, technically sound, Terran Arnold stood out there. Like this dude was very consistent, breaking down, getting himself on tackles, being in the right position, very consistent in those spots. He looked like a vet there. Mosley got juked out by who was that? I have him as Doris Fountain. Fountain juked out Emmanuel Mosley. Mosley's super aggressive. I think that's who I had winning that one. Again, some of these could be off, but then we had Sam Laporta, who was stopped on the play by, and I remember loving watching Sam Laporta work last year, by Stephen Gilmore. And again, this is just kind of positioning himself for the tackle, not actually making the tackle. I don't know if he would have made the tackle. Malcolm Rodriguez then had another stop on James Mitchell. Kirby Joseph I had with a stop on David Montgomery. Iffy stopped Sione Vaki. And then I had, who is this one? Lawrence Strickland. There was some Strickland action today. I saw him a little bit. Then who is this? 0? Yeah, that's Terran Arnold. Then Terran Arnold with a nice stop on St. Brown once again. Nasty cut by Kylie Freeman, probably one of the nastiest ones that I had seen. And that was followed up by multiple nice reps by Amik Robertson. I had him with the stop, then coming back with like kind of just stuffing Brock Wright. And then what's cool is they actually flipped it. And I didn't notice every rep here, but they actually flipped it. They put defense, offense, and they flipped it for a couple reps. And you saw Jameson Williams. He was fired up like he made the play on Terran Arnold, like to kind of get his get back defensively. I don't know that he actually would have. Like he was fired up like he made that thing happen. I watched it and I thought it was the other way around, but hey, he thought he did his thing, so I'm not mad at him. The energy was definitely there. So that's what I have for those notes on the one-on-ones. They were very hard to gauge what was actually happening, but that's what I had from those. Are we moving offensive guard around? Honestly, I don't completely know from today. I don't completely know, to be honest with you, man. I'll be able to get a better sense when I kind of see them walk out. Monday because I didn't know like what groups were actually going together. Like I said, I saw the tackles flip. I think I saw Decker and Galvin playing different spots. Saw Manu at left tackle. I don't know if the guards were flipping though. I know I said I was gonna look. I don't know if they were. That's something I'll have to get for Monday. I don't know if they were. It'd be better when pads come on. I don't know if they were flipping though. I'll be honest. I have no idea. I would assume they were, but I don't know. I already answered that one. I answered this one. Opinions on backup quarterback battle. Look, here's the thing. Like, if you asked them to play right now, I don't think you would, but I could see going Nate Sudfeld. Like, Nate Sudfeld is consistent, man. Nate Sudfeld is consistent. He's a really good athlete too, and he can really throw the ball, man. I feel like he gets underrated for the kind of athleticism that he actually brings. But from just like the little bit that I had seen, Hendon Hooker looks like that dude. Like, he's smooth, he's fluid, his process is fluid. If there are real questions about getting the ball out on time, it probably would go right now with Nate Sudfeld. But to me, Hendon Hooker just looks really smooth back there. And by the time the season starts, I don't think it'll be any question that Hendon Hooker will be quarterback number 2. But obviously it's super early because that's just initial impressions. Matthew Betts, a.k.a. Canadian TJ Watt. Who is Betts working against? I don't know. I don't know who he was working against on those plays. And I think a couple of those he was unblocked. I think he was unblocked on a couple of those. But if you're asking like what team, definitely wasn't the first team. I think it was because I think it was the second. It was the second or third team. It was obviously second or third team. I think it was I want to say it was the second team. I want to say it was the second team. Like, I saw a little bit of James Houston. I want to say it was the second team, but it could have been the third team. Well, actually, no, it probably was the second team because I don't think he matched up against Giovanni Manu. I could be wrong on that. I don't think he was matching up against Manu. So I actually think he may have been with the second team. Because that actually makes it really interesting. Yeah, because Manu's with the third team. And if Galvin and Skipper are second team, I think he was working against those guys. And especially if they could have been flipped there. So I think that's who he was working against. Can Terrion stay with JMO? Is he getting beat deep? I didn't see him get beat deep today. Heard he had a pass break up on a vertical route. Seems like in zone coverage where he took on St. Brown and handled that. I didn't see him get beat deep today. I saw him get beat on like a dig route. I didn't see him get beat over top. He was also signing autographs today. There was a lot of energy around that, but I didn't personally see him get beat over top today. So if I start seeing that pop up, definitely will point that out. I didn't see that though happen today. We did have this one clip from the Lions, which is another one that I didn't see happen. I didn't even see that. I didn't see this play happen at all. But this was Maurice Alexander, who, like I said, Maurice Alexander had right here we can see, right? So this is Jalen. This would be Matthew Betts. If he's on the field right here, this looks like the second team. This looks like the second team. 85. Well, this might be the third. Hold up. 85. Yeah, see, that would have been Tom Kennedy, Stephen Gilmore. That's Enos Rakestraw. Rakestraw, I think, might be with the third team right now. You got Ben Neiman out there. So, yeah, this looks like third team. Kendall Vildor. So this probably was with the third team then. Matthew Betts is probably working against the third team offensive line. And I didn't see this play, but that looks nasty. I don't know what was happening here in the back end. It looks almost just like straight two-man, but that would mean that Gilmore would have been at safety, which I don't think he was. He may have been. I don't know. But this is probably zone then, and I would assume he just passed off his slot and took off because the ball was out so quickly. Actually, I think this may have been the play that they were offsides. Because if you look at it, nobody's moving. I think this may have been the play they just jumped offside, so everybody was kind of slow to get off, and that may be why this turned into the shot play. If I remember correct, I think this could have been offsides, and that's why he was able to get the step, and then he just went out there and finished on the play. So I think that's actually what happened. So take that back, because I was like, why is nobody moving? Pretty sure that was offsides, because it looked like an indie drill, but I don't think it was. I think they were just offsides there. And then we have these two. Let me get these pulled up. We had, where is this at? Hey, the beats are bopping though, man. Appreciate everybody being here. Let's go to, so we have these two clips that they showed. These were from some of the individual drills. And just looking at these, man, let me show these. Like just seeing these two things, we'll show the Jameson one. Just like kind of what stood out to me on these is you have, oh shoot. Okay, hold up. You have this one first. All right, we have this one. Okay, maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe it's not going to play. I thought this was the same guy that posted both of these, but maybe it wasn't. Pretty sure it was. Maybe it wasn't. Yeah, here it is. Okay, I got them both. I was like, what is going on? All right, I got them both. I had these before the stream, and I just kind of let them off. I closed the page. Okay, so we had these two. Shout out to Nolan here that posted these. So this is one clip from JMO that I did see, and this was pretty cool to watch. And you can see they have this like sweet setup going on here. So what I took away from this, man, is just see like a play like this, like because people are talking about explosive out his breaks, that kind of thing. I didn't really notice him today through team drills outside of like, oh, he's playing inside, outside. Obviously, we know he's fast, those kind of things. But like getting off the release was a big challenge for him. And you can see like there's still a little bit of like a false release. It looks like there's like a false step getting off the line of scrimmage. It feels like here. But honestly, maybe not that bad, to be honest. The biggest thing that I liked is that it was clean. He was balanced right here. Seemingly he was pretty balanced on contact, which is big. You have to be balanced, otherwise he's just going to get knocked off. So he came into balance before he got the hand swipe. Ready hands. You see him get the hand swipe, a little bit of dip there. And then what I loved about this one was that when they showed him work over the pad, so he's high kneeing through it, how fast he was able to drop his weight. But watch the footwork here. So this is where Dan Campbell's talking about separation. You know, in the NFL, like technically speaking, it's all got to be on point. You see the eye discipline. He's not turning his eyes. Eye discipline stays right on the corner the whole time. Like he's running this he's running this game speed. Like I watched this. This looks game speed. He doesn't look like he's practicing here. He's pushing it. Eye discipline, and then watch the footwork. Watch 1, 2, and then 3. He sticks off it. He's back to the ball. There's no extra steps at the top of the route. He plants sticks, gets back to the comeback, explodes out of it. And then you see him finish there right behind the traffic there. So I see a play like that. And, you know, they talk about throwing up and that kind of thing. Like I see that. I'm like, he looks like he's practicing at game speed from just a play like that. And then they showed this one, which was, you know, all the running backs going through. And this is actually be interesting to see because we know that Vaki, I'm assuming he didn't do this a ton. He had footwork drills on, you know, with DBs, probably a little bit different. Maybe he did some running back drills at times with Utah, but obviously wasn't a full-time back, so maybe not. And they show Vaki through first, and you can see his eyes are down at the ground. He's getting his feet up, and actually timing-wise, roughly he did this about as fast as Jahmyr Gibbs went through these, about as fast. Obviously, he's hitting the net a few extra times, and you can see like his feet start to break wide, then they get back inside a little bit, kind of dials it in, getting his feet off the ground. The plant, he's a little bit taller as well. Jahmyr Gibbs then goes through it, goes at about the same speed, so he's actually slowing down a little bit more. He's just a little bit more like there's more precision to it when you watch him. He's much lighter on his feet. There's a better tempo, it feels like here. Then obviously he's super laterally quick, and then you get a guy like Montgomery who went at the fastest, even though he's always look like he's going the fastest, but he gets in and out, pumping his arms. Eyes are a little bit down, but you know, he seems much more ready to kind of deal with something that's going to be oncoming. He's very balanced through this on his toes, and he just flows right through it. So, you know, you see that and you start to like, and it almost like makes you look at it like, yo, you can see just the footwork work that goes into this. What I loved about Vaki though is the way he just burst out of it, like that. When he immediately got out of it, boom, he just launches himself. Like Vaki's going to separate, man. It's immediate. He covers a lot of ground very quickly. We know he's got like that real 10-yard burst. But those are the two things that they posted. I thought those were kind of cool. Do you expect do you expect Hooker to play most do you expect Hooker to play most of or all? I don't expect that. I would say I think Sudfeld still gets snaps because I mean, and maybe there's a world where Sudfeld first preseason game is quarterback 2 and Hooker's 3. I kind of doubt it, but maybe there is. But I think they're both going to get snaps. There's a chance I don't think Goff plays at all. I don't think Goff will play at all. But I think those two will. And it may be more leaning towards Hooker a little bit. But I think for the most part, both of them will play maybe until the final week, and unless they want to change some things. But I think they'll both play. And then they'll just cut one of the two, and it'll probably be Sudfeld. I guess they could keep 3. But I think it'll be both of them because, like Dan Campbell said, he's leaving this as a competition. Like he's viewing this as a real competition, not like, hey, you're above this guy. Like he's viewing this as a competition right now, and they're rotating some reps. There's clearly things that he needs to get better on. The backup to me for sure will be Hendon Hooker. I could be wrong. It's verse glimpse. I think he'll be the backup. And I think the Lions believe that too. But he's leaving like, hey, this is a competition kind of out there. And obviously, if the only way something like that could happen is you keep Hendon Hooker, you keep 3 quarterbacks, and you just make him the number 2, and then he has to work to take that away. The flip side is if Hendon Hooker wins the 2, then you can just cut Sudfeld, right? Like you could do that. But there's a real case that all 3 make it because of that. And if they don't feel like he's like for sure the number 2, that they would just keep all 3 and try to find a way to make it work. I don't think they'll want to do that. But by the time we get to the regular season, he'll be quarterback 2, I think. Yes, but Nate Sudfeld's disaster on game day. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think so. I mean, we'd have to go back. Like, I mean, we haven't really seen him play as a Lion, right? So I could be wrong. I don't think we've seen him play as a Lion. Not like an actual full game. I think you'd have to go back to when Nate Sudfeld or you go back to the preseason, but I think you'd have to go back to Nate Sudfeld like in the preseason only. And I actually usually walk away liking how Nate Sudfeld plays in preseason. I think it was it last year? Was it last year where he had like the couple like quick interceptions and it seemed like he was still making the right decisions? It was just like some bad interceptions that he threw. So I think statistically it wasn't great from Sudfeld, but I still walked away from that's right. I walked away from preseason actually like, hey, I kind of liked, the decision-making, those kind of things, where he's going with the football. You saw the athlete come out a little bit there. It was just they had some bad turnovers to start. I think this first play he threw an interception or something like that. So he had some bad picks. So to your point, like, yeah, you can't have those. That can't be a thing. Like, you can't have 4 good plays to throw and then throw a pick. Like, it has to be consistent every single play. And I think Hendon Hooker's working on that same thing. He just has more athletic gifts and more tools there. But I like Nate Sudfeld. And I think there's a reason they re-signed the guy, because they like him too. Like, they, I think they like him too. And especially as a quarterback 3, like, they're confident most part, like his understanding, knowing where to go with the football, playing with some instincts as a quarterback. Just, too many interceptions last year. That's simple. You see anything that caught your eye with Sorsel? No. Many are saying he's progressed and is a touch leaner and stronger. Yeah, I mean, that would be great. Be great to have him. I agree. I didn't see him at left tackle today. I could have missed it. I didn't see him. I think he's still only working right tackle. So I'll have to get a better sense when Pats go on Monday. But that'll be the key thing, right? Is he playing both tackle spots? Because if Skipper's getting reps at both, that'll be something there. But I love that. I mean, I hope that's the case. If he looks lighter, if he looks slimmer, if he looks, stronger, absolutely. Like, I mean, that would be fantastic. Like, Sorsel's athletically never really had a problem at tackle. I never felt like he athletically really had much of a problem getting into sets, those kind of things, having that kind of reactive quickness. I thought was fine. He always likes to get up on guys really quickly. There's other issues at tackle. More technical aspects, I think, could just be dialed in, playing against different competition, playing different pass sets, not just jump setting everything, 45-degree consistency, all that stuff, right? Not leaning over punches, that kind of thing. So, I mean, I hope that's the case. Like I said, I'll be able to give you a better sense of that next week. But the tackle battle's still up, man. And I'm really keeping my eye on Connor Galvin. I really want to see what that turns into. But honestly, I'm really curious to see what Manu looks like, because in just a few reps that I really focused on him, Manu looked pretty solid, and he's playing left tackle. Like what we thought when we drafted him, not the guard. He's getting reps at left tackle, and he didn't look bad. He didn't look bad for the little bit that I saw. I really wonder about how he's going to do against a guy that can really press the edge and make him work at the top of the rush and not just kind of set himself into a bull rush, because Manu's built to handle that. He just has to stay balanced. But a guy that can actually open him up, because we've heard that's how he's lost, is guys that have gotten him with get off, or they've just got around the edge on him and they force him to open up, and then he becomes super off balance and just gives up the inside constantly, and they're not giving like separation off the line like that. That's going to be the challenge. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing. And if guys like Houston and Betts are consistently getting those rotational reps and he gets looks at those guys, that I think will give you a really good tell on where he's at very early. So honestly, like, because as much as like Sorsel's going to be here, I don't see really a scenario where Sorsel isn't here, if I'm being honest. But if Manu looked really good at tackle, it'd be a long shot. He's going to make the team. So there could be a point where the Lions felt good about Sorsel and they kept Manu and they cut Dan Skipper and they try to get him back on the practice squad. Like, that's a real possibility numbers wise, that would be something that the Lions could aim for. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I think it's a possibility that the Lions, if they felt good about Sorsel playing right tackle, they would have to feel pretty good about Manu playing left tackle unless they start moving Sorsel around. So that's what I look for, is Sorsel moving around. I look for that, because I haven't seen that yet, because moving Skipper tells you that they're getting a really good look as a swing tackle there. If Sorsel can't move, probably less likely that a scenario like that happens. But if Manu is like playing like legit football, man, if he's really strong and he's above where he thought and he's coming along a lot quicker, maybe a scenario like that does pop up. Despite no pads, how was the D-line? How about Davenport? Didn't notice Davenport personally today at all, to be honest with you. I just heard he was out there. I did not notice him. I didn't see a ton of first-team reps. So that's kind of the issue with a guy like that. I think he's working with second team, but I really didn't notice him. I thought the offensive line won the battle for the most part in pass protection when I was there today. I mean, I thought run plays, there was some disruptiveness, but for the most part, I thought pass protection handled business for the most part today. And we had heard a lot of the sacks and things like that were coming through blitzing. And when they were blitzing, I thought pass protection was winning the day for the most part across the board. But what was the other thing that you just said? I missed it. How about that? So yeah, you guys know I'm very curious to see what Davenport looks like. He probably didn't get that many reps today either anyway, but trust me, I will have notes on Davenport. There's no question about that. I will have notes on Davenport because I am fired up to see him just as much as y'all are, maybe more. I don't know. Certain of you, like, yeah, I am more. But football season is really coming fast. It's crazy, man. August 1st, bro. Hey, August 1st, NFL season starts, man. The Lions have to work Manu against Hutchinson. Okay, I don't know if I would do that, and I would just not maybe do that like right now, just because I don't want him down on himself. You know what I mean? I know I'm like, dang, man, this is trash. I'm going to go. Yeah. But I hear what you're saying. Like, hey, there is the thing is an edge though. Like, if the Lions have their bodies healthy, you have a lot of variety. Like, he got work. Like I said, he had a really good rep against Kaminsky. So you have body types like him, Davenport, long, powerful, Paschal. And then you have the edge guy. You have the Betts. You have the Houstons that can really get on the edge. Mitchell Agood has continued to kind of make his presence felt. He's long. He had a nice long arm move today on Dan Skipper. So he's made his presence felt a little bit. So you have the lengthy guys and you have some of the quickness. I want to see him more against the quickness. I think he can handle the length. I think he's built to do that a little bit better, especially early, like guys that want to get on his pads early. I want to see the guys that can really press him. That's what I want to see what that's actually going to look like. No pass rush, yikes, man. What do you think could upgrade our D-line realistically? What could upgrade it? I'm not honestly like super concerned of it right now. Just because, like, there was like one where I was like, that could have been a secondary sack. I'm not really that concerned of it right now because, one, all the pieces aren't there, as we know. But it wasn't enough of a sample size for me to make a claim like that personally. I think what's going to help the pass rush is secondary. And that's kind of what I know it's not like a direct answer to the pass rush. Obviously, there's names. Like, they go trade for our guy from the Patriots. But I think for the most part, the secondary is going to be the biggest impact. So I think I feel like we kind of know in certain spots where we have pass rush. We know Aleem's going to get after it. We know Hutchinson's going to get after it. And we know DJ Reader can do it one-on-one. Actually at a higher rate last year than Aleem McNeil with his crazy pressure rate. Like, we know those three guys. We know two of the three as Lions. We know another one that can also get after it. Outside of that, we know Davenport can historically. It's just like, where is he at health-wise? So for me, it's like, I know that I'm going to get out of a couple of guys. It just is because the secondary is all the questions. To me, that's all the questions. Like, if the secondary doesn't hold up, you're not going to notice it again. It'll be another thing of like, you're going to really struggle to notice the pass rush. The ball's going to be out too fast. They'll be able to pick and choose their spots. They get a one-on-one in man. We won't be able to cover him up. They go to zone. They'll find a beater to get the ball out quickly. Like, if we have to sit in the coverage because we can't play man, things like that, that's going to lead to issues on pass rush just in general. So to me, that's the biggest thing is where does the coverage go? We'll see how that shakes out throughout the week, but that's kind of where I'm at with it right now. We know our starting offensive line too is pretty nasty. So it's not like, they're working against any offensive line. I mean, if people who argue this is the best in football and right now they're healthy, like you could see the movement, you could see the pass pro. They're moving guys. So, and even our backup guards are good. Like, we have good backup guards, between KO, who started for us. Like, he's not bad as a back. You have him working against backup D tackles. He's going to hold his own in there. And then you also have, who's my other guy? Who's my other guy that was out there? Ooh, I'm going to forget. Let me get this pulled up. I want to see what Mahogany looks like too. And Nite Mutai's been there, done that. So yeah, I mean, we'll see, man. We'll see. I'll give you more updates on that for sure. I know that it will be a concern. It's also harder without pads, but especially because like the guys that win with physicality, you may notice it a little bit less, I think, without pads. Well, yeah, we'll see. Because I know if we can cover, we're gonna get after it. Because we've been able to get after it with really shaky coverage. I mean, we've been near the top of the league in pressure rates with shaky coverage. We're gonna get pressure. It may come through blitzing, but we're gonna get pressure. But we just need the coverage to pull together. Was Mahogany out there yet? Mahogany was not out there today. Did he get bit by a rattlesnake or a poison spider or what? Yo, I hope not. He got placed on the active non-football illness list today, according to the Lions. So I don't know. I mean, Davenport's back. Brian Branch is hoping to get back next week with teams drills by the end of the week. And then Jahmyr Gibbs is out there as well doing team drills today. So I don't know. I want to see Mahogany too, but I don't know what's going on. I hope that wasn't the case, so that would be rough. Yeah, that sounds awful, actually. Hopefully that is not the case. So that'll be the next thing. We'll have to look into who Malik Jefferson is. That name sounds familiar, though. Did he go to LSU? I don't know. He's Jefferson, so I guess I just assumed he went to LSU. That name sounds familiar, though. The other news we kind of already hit throughout the week. So Mo Norris was mostly okay. Mo Norris got, he got attacked a little bit. I would say Mo Norris lost the battle more often than not. I love him as a run defender. He's around the ball a lot. He got attacked, man. And it's like early impression is like Mo Norris got to be quicker in the short area. because, windows are just tighter. And like, it's like one thing to make a window tight in college and have a guy not test you, or the ball's inaccurate and you make a play on the football. It's another thing in the NFL where you could test the guy and it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, I'm only a step behind. It's like, that's the problem. The guy's open. If you have time, that guy's open. So Mo Norris probably that's going to be the challenge, right? It's like, hey, short area. We need that quickness there. You can't just be loose, but your transitions, like, you can't be giving up ground. Everything underneath, like, we really got to squeeze off routes. We got to be able to squeeze off routes. We got to anticipate routes. We got to get a step ahead. That's kind of the early impression. Like, he's contested everything, but he gave up like 3 receptions today. All contesting them, he just gave up like 3 receptions. So I think you'll feel his impact against the run, special teams early, but that feels like kind of the early impression. First time in years not worried about secondary. Then we got 7 to 9 sacks being next to DJ and get a bag next year. I'm with you there. I'm hopeful for the secondary, man. I really am. I mean, we all are. We got to see how it shakes out, but shoot, I think, because they're just young, but for the most part. But we'll see, man. I'm fired up for it. I think it's going to be big time. It just may take some time. Do you think we'll see more 3 safety looks? I do. I think we're going to see a lot of that. I think we're going to see like what we saw when CD Deuce came back towards the end of the year, like against Tampa in the playoffs. I think we'll see plenty of that, Roasty. I think we'll see plenty of that just because it makes sense now. It's not like teams are going to, unless teams are like, no, you can't do that. We're going to put a whole bunch of big bodies out there. Like, most teams will play an offense that allows you to do that. And I think we'll see a lot of that. I would keep an eye on Amik Robertson playing everywhere too. Like, seeing Amik today, the way he flies around, keep an eye on Amik playing inside, outside. I don't know if he'll get safety reps, but keep an eye on Amik just being on the field somewhere. After seeing today, especially in zone, like he's just going to find his way onto the field. Early, it feels like that's the guy that's just going to be on the field a lot. How big of an impact will Anzalone and Campbell have? They are tall and have a knack for seeing where the play is going. I feel like Anzalone's had a big impact on like crucial downs for us recently. You know what he is. He plays really fast. Anzalone's our best man coverage linebacker, I think, by far. So you need that aspect. Derek Barnes talked about like, hey, this is my year. Like, this is going to be a big year for me. So he and Skipper, I guess, got into it after a play, even though that's kind of off but that, I think Anzalone, we kind of have a sense of what he is. I just think Anzalone becomes more and more consistent the better Jack Campbell becomes. Jack Campbell he's just a problem. He should be a problem. He's too athletic. I think the scheme's going to work so well for him this year. Jack Campbell's the guy that, to me, can take the jump. Alex Anzalone is going to be really himself regardless, I think. You're at that point. You just kind of know exactly what you're going to get. And he's a matchup piece. That's where Alex, to me, is huge. Alex can match up with different guys. That's where the 3 safety sets will come into play. Iffy on tight ends. That'll be something I think the Lions would love to do, because receivers, he wasn't as good last year, but they know if they can put Branch at safety and on 3 safety sets instead, they can go to Iffy. Then all of a sudden you got Iffy to match tight ends. Branch can deal with more of the receivers. I think that's probably ideally what they're looking for, is a guy that can cover a lot of ground in Branch, but if you can actually battle tight ends maybe a little bit better. And Kirby, it's going to be hard to keep him off the field, man. He wants to lead the league in interceptions this year. Meek feels like a slot to you. He's definitely built like a slot. He's feisty like a slot. He doesn't always look as fluid, like, to me, as a slot, especially when you get a lot of the short area movements. He doesn't always look extremely fluid playing slot. He feels a little bit herky-jerky in there, kind of like Mosley can feel a little bit too, and a very little bit that we've seen of it. But he definitely looks like a slot corner. And especially for zone drops, those things, to your point, covers a lot of ground in a short area very quickly, just like Rakestraw does. Kind of like Mosley does too, but those two specifically. So yeah, slot would make sense in that sense. You want a guy that can cover ground, step down against the run, those kind of things. It's not going to be, to me, at that level of Brian Branch from what I've seen so far. Is like, hey, as a run defender, as a slot, I don't think he's at that level, but he definitely has the same fearlessness that Brian Branch would have. Just may not the same consistency that you would get there. And I think Rakestraw, again, that's where he's thrived to me. So Rakestraw has a lot of those elements too that can push him into the slot. I'm just excited to watch more Rakestraw in person, because I want to see what that guy turns into, man. Lions have one of the most complex offense in the NFL, which spins. Yeah, Ben Johnson's crazy. Ben Johnson's crazy, man. He's different. He's different. And, like Goff said today, with the running backs, like, Jahmyr Gibbs looks like he really took a step route running wise and hands, and he's really working on that. And he expects him to be used in that aspect of the offense. So it's not just us talking about it. It's not just hearing that he's doing different reps. Like, he's legit going to be a part there. Jared Goff went out and said it today. So sounds like he's going to try to do whatever he can to take advantage of that, which is cool. Because last year, times, like, until the end of the year, I felt like, man, we got to take more advantage of this guy. Like, he's cooking guys every time he runs a route. But timing is key, because he's going to get open. I love the idea of having Anzalone at will, Campbell at Mike, Barnes at Sam. Still not convinced he used to be able to round out his game. Yeah, that's a question for him. That's for sure the question. I mean, Barnes to me is a starter right now. You know what I mean? But I still think there's always a role for James Houston as a pass rusher. But Barnes is playing with that energy. He's attacking it like I'm a starter this season. I'm going to get my extension this season. I have a role carved out for me this season, and it's going to be hard to take me off the field. Like that's how he's looking at it, I think. And he knows that because he knows year 2 of Campbell, like lines are going to want to not take Campbell off the field. Ancelotti's hard to get off the field because he plays every down. He's got a 3-down presence. Jack Campbell is a guy that needs to develop into a 3-down presence. So the thing is like Derek Barnes to me is looking at it like, hey, I don't have a 3-down presence as a pass rusher. Maybe he feels like he can grow there. I need to either find that element and push James Houston to say, you don't need to put Houston out there, keep me out there, or get to the point where I'm more reliable in man coverage. I'm more reliable in my zone drops than I am than Jack Campbell. So you're going to trust me, and I'm going to still rotate. I'm still going to have an off-ball rotation. I'm not just a specific Sam backer that's only going to play heavy personnel. It's only getting 20-some% of the snaps. Like, I still have a roll it off ball. You're going to still have to rotate us because it's not going to be clear cut. Jack Campbell's the guy. Just roll with that. Because I think from his perspective, he knows, like, hey, this is pay me a year. I don't want to get the way less snaps than last year. I can't let Jack Campbell take over full-time role. Like, I can't let Jack Campbell become that he's never coming off the field. I got to force myself onto the field. So I'm with it, man. And because Jack can play off ball too, like, I think that's got to be his mindset, I would think. Barnes does have the tools. He's got the tools to be great in that role for sure. And Barnes was doing the thing as a run defender for the last couple of years. We're going to nose tackle load, switch 3-4 with Hutch and Barnes outside linebackers. Yeah, I mean, look, man, and we got to see like glimpses of that too last year. And I think that's the vision in a way, you know, like not fully, like certain defenses, certain games I think it'll look different, but I think certain times we'll definitely lean into that, like we saw last year, certain games. And I think that's, you know, I think we hit on the last show. That's like part of the reason why Broderick Martin was drafted almost, because it's like, you know, Lee McNeil, he's going to thrive if he plays outside shade of a guard. And you know that Paschal, Kaminsky, Wingo, maybe not Agud, but Levi, like those guys are built to kind of play inside of an offensive tackle as well. 4-eye, 3, 4, 5 technique, outside shade. Like he's built to play in that role too. I still think we'll see both, you know, just as you know, just because of like, hey, so many times you're in sub package anyway, you're not going to get that many backers on the field. You know, you're probably going to live then in the 3-3-5, right? So you're going to have a completely different front just because you don't have enough bodies on the field for that, or enough, you know, backers or D-line on the field for that. So we'll see like the mix, and you'll have to have like your, you know, your typical, hey, Josh Paschal, maybe you're in a 7 or you're in a 5. Like you're going to have that more often, but I'm with you, especially for heavy personnel. They may, I think it's very possible they lead into that for heavy personnel. When does, and I'll try to look for that. I'll try to look for that Monday specifically, you know, see if they give any tips on that. When does pads come on? Let me actually write that down because that's something I want to look for. Scheme. He says, when does pads come on? I think pads come on next week. I think they come on immediately next week. I think next Monday, because it's not August officially, but I don't think the NFL works like that. I think they had to have 4 days without him or something like that. So I think next week they put him on Monday, I think. I could be wrong, but I think they do. I think they mentioned this upcoming Monday. Okay, so yeah, Monday. Okay. Campbell is only focused on getting better and is happy with his 2015 pickup truck. Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. Monday and pads. So there you go, man. Monday. It's popping Monday. And all this anger and people going at each other is going to just take off because people will actually be hitting each other. No more of this after the play stuff, bro. It's about to get crazy. But yeah, I want to look at that. My bad. I'm taking these notes because I'll forget these if I don't write them down. Have not talked about Malik Jefferson. The name sounds familiar, but when we got on here, the news broke. So I don't have anything for you on that one. I could probably give you something on Monday. That'd probably be the best, or I could do a video on it separately, but I haven't talked about him at all. They were interested in the linebacker, I guess, because they brought in someone else for a workout. They had 2 roster spots open, and I thought Deron Gilbert made some plays today, so that was cool to see. First day there, he kind of flashed a little bit. So the talk in the spring was Mitchell was slow and his athleticism didn't show. Is that something you saw? I saw James Mitchell today. Actually, I didn't even point out James Mitchell today. He was playing tight end. Honestly, I don't even know. Like, I don't know if that even popped to me. I mean, it definitely makes sense to be something to look for, and I'm gonna write that down too because of what Dan Campbell said today. We know, like, testing wise, he's not slow, but like efficiency, footwork, those kind of thing. The twitch, like, he's not a twitch guy. He's kind of more of a build up speed guy. He feels like when he's on the field. So it's like, how do you embrace that? You know what I mean? As a team, like, how do we embrace making that work? Like, as a separator, what role does that fit offensively? He hasn't really had much of a role for the Lions. Every time Mitchell's on the field, I honestly like him. I mean, I don't know. I might be just alone on this. Every time Mitchell plays, I always walk away like, man, I like how Mitchell played. Like, he should play more. And then he doesn't. So I'll look out for that too. James Mitchell, because that is a guy that we have not talked about enough. So look, y'all, I'm taking all these notes, man. Keep throwing them in here because I'm just taking notes of stuff to look for Monday. That way I can come back and hit on those exact notes. What's wild is the Lions will cut guys that start on their teams. I could see that. I could see it. I could see there being a couple. Vildor gave up a reception today, I think. Let me also look at... Wait, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Incomplete shot to... Nope, that was... We already read that one. Yeah, we showed everything. Okay. I make sure I wasn't missing. I thought he popped a little last year. Me too. I liked how he played last year, to be honest with you. Cut Vildor. I think he gave up a reception today, but I didn't see it. It was apparently like a back shoulder pass to Maurice Alexander. It was good coverage, and then he gave up the reception. I'm telling you, man, Maurice Alexander popped today. He was probably the standout today for me. Maurice Alexander, and the offensive line's pass pro. St. Brown and Terran getting chippy first day of pads. I like that. Hey, I like that, bro. Wait, where's Malik Jefferson from? Is he from LSU? Dog, he's got... Why does that sound so familiar? Texas. Okay, not LSU. You know, they both got like yellow and orange in them and stuff. Okay, Texas. Third round pick out of Texas in 2018. And I think that he was... Nope, that's a different player. It's a different player. So yeah, we'll have more on that. But like I said, I found out when we were live here. I'll check him out. St. Brown and Carlton Davis. Hey, that'd be cool. What's up with Levi? I don't think I noticed much from Levi today either. I know that he's playing everywhere on the defensive line. You know, like he's lining up everywhere for him. So definitely looking for Levi. Y'all know I'm looking for Levi because I want to see like if I can tell like there's a body change difference. Like does he look different on the field? I'll be looking for that, seeing where he's actually lining up, seeing what that impact looks like. So I think that's good. I mean, next week I'll focus on scheme, heavy personnel, offensive line. You know who's out there when Manu specifically. I want to see Manu and Sorstal. And also Galvin. I think Galvin is so intriguing. Definitely the cornerbacks of Meek and Rakestraw. Kind of see like who fits in where there. How does that all kind of come together? Who also at receiver is maybe building off of a first week where he had a lot of guys that stood out. James Mitchell, play speed, and Levi. Who's better, Levi or Brock? Levi or Brock? Brock who? Brock, right? Or are you saying... Oh, are you saying Broderick? If you're saying Broderick, I don't know because they're completely different. I mean, they're different players, and honestly, we haven't seen much of Broderick. If that's what you're saying, Paschal need to see them both. Yeah, Paschal too. Oh, Broderick. Okay. Who's better? Who had the better season? Maybe. I would say Levi. I'd bet on Levi this year. 4th year, healthy in the offseason. I'd bet on Levi. But, I mean, hopefully both because we need Broderick to start taking steps towards being the future nose tackle for us. But I would say this year, I'd bet on Levi. Because they're getting creative. They're just trying to find a spot to make it work. And we know the talent's there. I mean, every time he's out there, he flashes. Even if it's not pretty, every time he's out there, he flashes. So they're gonna find a way to utilize him. They'll give him snaps somewhere. We got rid of Scam Sutton and the air taste slow fresh. Hey, y'all crazy, man. Charles, man. What if Cam was watching this right now, man? What if Cam Sutton was in here right now? And he'd be so disappointed. He's like, yo, that was so unnecessary. I'm just chilling. I just got out of Pittsburgh Steelers camp and just catching strays, man. It's unnecessary. You bet on Paschal? Well, I don't disagree with that. We actually did a Levi and Paschal segment together in one of our Dodcast episodes. Detroit 313 and Dylan, check those out if you haven't seen them. We have those Dodcast episodes from weeks ago that we were doing live streams, and we did a really good segment on, I think it was underrated or overlooked players. It was one of those two, and we talked about those two in particular. So definitely go check that out. I think you'll like that. Levi can break out. I'll be surprised. I mean, but the thing is with Levi, like, there's no one really blocking him. Like, I noticed Bata today, but there's no one really blocking him either. Like, he can find a role somewhere. I mean, there's starters above him, but rotationally, he can find the field. Because it's not like Martin's going to play the exact same role. He can find a field in the 3-4 defense. He can find the field behind Ali McNeil. Like, he can get on the field as a rotational piece. He can find the field above Kyle Pecco. I mean, really, there's these two starters between Aleem and Broderick, or not Broderick, and DJ in the interior. And then it's Broderick Martin and it's Levi. And it's Kyle Pecco. Like, he can Bata, like, he can find a role in there. And I think Bata's probably pushing Levi too, because it seems like Bata's lining in different spots too. So I might have to look more of that. But I think Bata's lining up in more spots or Bata's playing the interior like he has in the past, and that's allowing Levi to try to move him around. But like, he's got opportunity in front of him. He's another one of those guys that has a lot of clearance in front of him to at least get reps, to at least find a rotation. He has nothing but time. Okay. Is it 8? Dang. I heard that Paschal had the other edge. Yes. Isaiah Buggs sentenced to 1 year hard labor. Yet another good roster cut. Hard labor? What is that? That sounds terrible. If he could cover a receiver like he beats his... Oh, boy. Okay. Yeah, that's... that's... Wow. I shouldn't have read that one out loud. That's one I should have read it in my head and then read it out loud. Okay, Ben. Is Wingo for real? I have no idea. Straight up. I don't know. I didn't even see him today. I've heard nothing of Wingo to this point. Y'all know I was a huge fan of Wingo. Wingo's another. I'm going to write it down with Levi. I want to see where Wingo's playing. Because Wingo, you'll be able to notice if he's popping, like if their traits are there. Guys, I'm gonna get y'all some good stuff. I'm gonna try to focus Monday on not even looking at results, but instead the traits. Who looks explosive? Who looks fast? James Mitchell. Who looks like they have like some bend to him? Like, who's showing things from college into the NFL? Who's playing fast because they're in the right spot? Like a Meek today was playing fast. I felt like things like that. That's what I'm gonna focus on. Did you go to practice today and already get home 2 hours ago? I went to practice today. I got home, maybe something like that. And, I had to transfer my notes over because I can't read all my notes on my phone. And then I fell asleep for like 30 minutes on the floor, straight up. I got up way too darn early today, man. I got up some of y'all do this like normally, so respect to y'all. I do it. I used to do this, like, dude, cold stuff. But I got up at like 5. And I was ready to take off like 5:30, and then it was like, oh, no, you can wait. And I didn't go back to bed. I was like, all right, bet. So I was like, like no sleep. So I was just tired, dog. I didn't realize I was tired. It's always when I start to transfer notes, I fall asleep. As soon as because I start writing stuff, the lights are off, and then I fall asleep. I'm gonna fall asleep. Not very long, but just for like a few minutes. Then I wake up, I'm like, all right, let's do this. Hey, I'm like, yo, I gotta go. We gotta go, man. Because look, bro, if I don't, I'm just not gonna do a show. I wake up and I'm fired up. But let's go, bro. And you can see it because you got like you lay like on your face or something, and you got like your face is all red. You're like, bro, we gotta hey, we gotta go. That's why like it helps me to go live immediately after, because then it's like I don't have to worry about any of that. I have the energy. But when you drive like that 2 hours, bro, or hour and a half, 2 hours, especially today because the entire row was blocked. I think hopefully there wasn't a crash or something. Hopefully that wasn't the case. But the entire row was blocked, so it like took me like a huge way home. And I was like, oh my goodness, bro. It like added extra 20 to the ride. Bro, when you're in a car that long, dude, y'all know this. You get tired, man. As soon as you get out, you're like, oh, okay, I'm about to, hey, I'm done. That's it. That's what got me. Random question. If it was 30 minutes, that'd be cool. Random question. What's your favorite restaurant in Detroit? A lot of people I work with love Ohio. Oh, from Ohio, love Bucharest. Is that how you pronounce that? My favorite one that I've been to down there is, and this is whack, it wasn't fancy. I like the little burger place. What's the oh, it's on the corner. It's like the little restaurant on the corner. It's the burger place. It's like kind of like, what's it called? The downstairs burger? Like, that's not what it's called. Hold up. That's not what it's called. Hold Basement Burger. I like Basement Burger. Well, I went there with my man. I haven't seen my man in the chat in a while. That actually reminds me. Where's he been at? I gotta text him. Basement Burgers. I gotta text him, man. I haven't talked to him in a minute, man. He come on the show. He used to, but yeah, Basement Burger, man. That's it. That's the spot. Yeah, Basement Burger fire, bro. Hey, that's the spot. I haven't been to all the spots down there, but that's my favorite. I want to go to that one that has like the cars in there. I think that's a restaurant too. I've never been there. It's like right around Comerica Field. I haven't been in there. I've seen it. But I like the Basement Burger, man. That place is fire. Because then you can like pick everything that goes on there. That's what I'm talking about. It don't need to be fancy. You need my number. Could have stopped by and chilled. I do need your number. Sidetrack. Oh wait, how much time for the drive for Allen Park for you? For me, it's basically an hour and a half to training camp. But today, because like the extra 20, it was 2. So it got me, man. It got me. I was like, dang, bro. As soon as I was going home, and it was like, hey, you can save 20 minutes by taking this route. I'm like, yo, save 20 minutes. I'm like, how long am I gonna be sitting here? I'm like, all right, do it. And then you just see that number rise. I'm like, dang, man. Man, I already know. How was training camp? Training camp was fire. Environment was great. The only thing I don't like is, Lions. Why did you put the poles to the thing that goes over the bleachers on the bleachers, man? Like they're on the bleachers. Like where if you're sitting there, you can't put your leg because there's a pole. It's like they're only at the top, I guess. Maybe at the bottom too. But I'm like, what the heck? It's fine though. It's fine. It's better. We were still in the sun because it didn't block the sun. But it's very similar to last year. The feedback that I got was like, hey, they shouldn't have took out some of the games for the kids. The kids want some of the games to be there. But outside of that, man, it was very similar to last year, just with like a little bit updated bleachers and a ton of people. Very similar though looking. Have you been to the Detroit 75 food truck yet? No. It's an actual food truck? I have not. Food trucks always hit though. You can't go wrong in the food. You go to a food truck, it's gonna be fire. That's my experience. I don't know. Maybe you go to a food truck, it's trash. Like maybe I don't know. My experience is always good. Also try Eagle downtown. It's just called Eagle. See, you guys gotta let me know during the season. Let me know during the season, especially if I'm up there, so we can make that happen. We'll have to do like a meetup or something. Hey, especially if we do another live stream, like we did. It wasn't in Detroit, but last year when we did the NFC Championship in what was that? What's that restaurant? Cicerelli's, the bar. It wasn't in Detroit. It was a couple hours out, I think. When we did that in Cicerelli's, which was awesome, that was pretty sick. So if we do something like that again this year, even if y'all have to drive, you'll have to let me know. Y'all will have to let me know like how far is too far. Because I've been to Eastern Market. I've been there. But I plan on doing more of those this year. I just don't know where exactly. But I want to do more of those this year. Like those, like a watch party during the game from a restaurant or something. So, we'll see how we'll figure it out when the season gets going, but we got to do more of those. Brand new sports bar. It's a brand new sports bar downtown. Oh, okay. 95% of food trucks are fire. Other 5% gives you fire. That's well said, Ken. I see you. That's actually, that's well said, Ken. Okay, I see you. I saw you at Camp 6 Jersey. Hey, did you say what's up? I appreciate it. I can see you from the picture. Oh, no, that's a dog, man. Picture's too small. I thought that was you, bro. It's like, that's a dog. Hey, did you say what's up? Because I remember some of the names. There was Justin. Shout out to Justin. I think Justin took a picture with me when we first got there. And I felt bad because I was on the phone. But Justin was there when he took a picture when we were first there. Matt. I met a Matt. Shout out to Matt. My man with the other guy was in the chat. I don't know if he's still here. I met a lot of y'all today, man. That was sick. If y'all see me there, man, call me out. Be like, hey, what's up? Also, if y'all know Rakestraw signing stuff and I got the jersey, bro, tell me where Rakestraw's at, man. You got to tell me, bro. I have no idea. I didn't know he was over there. What up, Dose? What's up with Mahogany? Man, all we know is that he's on the active non-football illness list, man. So he could be taken off of that at any time. It's just like the non-football injury list. But right now he's still on there. So my hope, I don't know. Hopefully he's not going through anything super serious, but he's just sick, right? And that's my hope is that it's one of those things where it got to the point where it's like, hey, don't rush it back. There's no need to come back for Saturday. Just perhaps come on Monday. See if we can get back Monday. You know what I mean? You don't need to worry about like rushing this. Just get better. But hopefully it's nothing like super serious there. I saw like the one player got diagnosed with skin cancer, I think, which is terrible. I don't remember who that was, but I think it was like I don't think it wasn't a Lion. I think it was like a Bears player, maybe. I saw that yesterday. Who was that? Someone did recently. Jake Haener. Not life-threatening. Yeah. It's awful, man. It's awful, man. I was going to say what's up, but I wasn't 100% sure it's you. See, that's the thing. Like, people say I should... Those dads was like, yo, you should wear your shirt. That way people, know that it's you. And I was like, man, they know it's me. It used to be way easier when the hair would go crazy, because then it was like, oh, okay, that's the one guy with the crazy hair. But nah, yeah, you're right. Like, I probably do need to at least bring the Dose of Dion hat back. That way I'm a little bit more, noticeable in that. But that's what's up. Hey, if you're there again, you see me, say what's up. Because if I'm not wearing it, I'll probably have it. I'll probably have my Rake Straw jersey, because now I'm like, my mission is set. I'm getting that thing signed. Because now I wouldn't have had no worry in the world. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a huge autograph guy, but knowing that he was there and he was signing and we were literally sitting there to watch, I think he would have signed that, man. The nasty vid is going around. Hope the team stays clear of it. Absolutely. Yeah, we don't need to go back to that, man. That was a mess a couple years ago. Your Fresno State quarterback. Yeah, Jake Haener. I saw that. I think it was yesterday that they announced it. I actually thought of you immediately, Panda, because I remember you were a big Jake Haener guy. I immediately thought of you when I saw that news. But yeah, it's like, dude, that's awful, man. I almost ran into you at the Lions vs. Ravens game, but I didn't know it was you. I was there. Yeah, no, we probably talked about this. That's why I was there. 2021, right? We were in the club seats. Hey, we were hooked up that game. I think I got a couple free tickets for that one. I think it was. 1 second. Why am I wearing this fanny pack, dog? Hold up. Maybe this is the one. Hey, real quick, this was like the coolest thing ever, though, for real. I think we had Ravens ones too. This was the coolest thing ever to have something like this. Getting my when I was sent to the San Fran game, and they gave us like these name tags, which were literally tickets. You just wore them. It's like, that's so cool. So yeah, they hooked me up a couple years ago, man. And now Michael Banks has hooked me up with the old Super Bowl tickets. So I got Super Bowl tickets from the Rams Super Bowl, which is pretty sick because I was rooting for the Rams that game. So I got a Super Bowl ticket from that, and they're massive, bro. They're like, they're huge. They're massive tickets, which I get. They're like $100,000 tickets or whatever, but they're pretty sick, man. I think we hit on everything that I had today. I wish I could have had more, but if you're just joining, pull it back. I kind of ran through the sequence of plays. I feel like I usually can get solid notes, but like I said, I'm going to really focus on individuals next week, see what I can gather. I should be able to see the entire thing, so there shouldn't be any issues there. And if y'all see me, man, say what's up. I don't think I'm going to be there I know I'm not going to be there every year this year. So I apologize for that in advance, but I just know that's just how it's going to go. But I will be there on Monday, and if anybody else is, man, you'll have to let me know. I'm fired up for it, bro. We're gonna get some good stuff. Words of wisdom. Dang, Charles, why'd you do that? See, now I have to do it. Nobody ever calls that out when Brad's not here, but now I have to. Okay. Words of wisdom. Okay. Wait, hold on. Dude, these are so bad. Okay. So watch this, right? When you're making toast, put the toast in before you start making the eggs. That's a metaphor. It's a metaphor for put the do the work before you do the celebrating. Because then because here's the thing, right? By the time the eggs are done, toast will be ready to go. You know what I mean? You don't want to wait. The worst thing in the world is waiting for the toast when your eggs are done. Because now you're going to burn. Nobody wants burnt eggs. No, some people actually like that. Nobody wants burnt eggs, though. Worst thing in the world. You can wait. You can wait on the bread. You know what I'm saying? Put in bread. Yeah, don't put in toast. All right. This is you now feel wise. Well, that's what the segment's for. So I'm glad that it did its job. It's actually very good words of wisdom because it's really a double meaning, right? Like, really, if you're making eggs, put that bread in first. As Ken said, don't put toast in. Put bread in first. Do that. Do not wait, because then you're gonna be like, dang. Immediately do that. But the second thing is, in life, hey, I gotta go to practice at 5. All right. Don't show up at practice without your clothes, and then wear your clothes. No, wait. No, it's drink H2O. Watch this. Triple meaning. No, wait. So you're saying you eat the toast first? Charles, that's weird, bro. No, look, triple meaning. It's H2O, right? If you got practice at 5, don't show up to practice and drink the water during practice. Drink the water during practice, but don't drink too much. You're going to have to go bathroom. Drink before practice. Everything in life is about what you do before the event. Everything in life is about preparation. We really think about it. You know what I'm saying? If I go play basketball and I haven't drank anything and I try to drink while I'm playing, I'm going to be dehydrated. I'm going to be catching up the whole time. And then I got to go to the bathroom because I'm over drinking, or then I start to feel sick. Drink before you get there. That way you're prepared. Everything in life is about the preparation. Prepare that toast. I appreciate y'all joining, man. That was one of our best. That was one of our best. Shout out to my man that was giving these away, man. These things are sick. I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but these are pretty sweet, man. This is like just joining. This is definitely my favorite. Maybe we'll have to give one of these away. I might give this away. Anybody want one of these? This is my favorite. This thing is awesome. And then we got a magnet, Jahmyr Gibbs. That one's pretty sweet. The New Jersey. Wait, hold up. Wait a minute. There it is. And then we had this one. This one is nice. Focus. There it is. That one's cool. I don't know what I'm putting on, but it was cool. Say host 3 times. Host. Say most 3 times. Most. What do you put in a toaster? All right. You're not gonna give me with that. Okay, you already called me out. You ain't gonna give me. Mustard and pickles work wonders. If you have a cramp, eat mustard. All right, that's not Charles. Respectfully, my words of wisdom was way more fire than that. I don't even know what you're talking about. You hurt Hungry Panda's brain. He was talking about your words of wisdom. He knew your preparation. He knew you were gonna say that, and now his brain hurts. Come on, man. Let's be better. All right, we out of here, man. I appreciate y'all joining. Seriously, it works. And we'll see. I may be back with a video to update this signing. But if not, we'll discuss it on Monday, and I'll be back with notes from then. But until then, man, I'll see y'all then. Maybe sooner. I don't know. Stay tuned. And have a great rest of your weekend. Go do something fun. If you can't do something fun, if you're working, man, make work fun. Make work fun. Have a good time. Smile. And we out.